I have seated in studio George Ayisi, who is a government communication team member. Good morning, George.
Yeah, good morning,
How
David.
are you doing?
I'm good, by grace.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, too.
All right.
Be back here.
And
especially with the Honorable Defeamekpor.
I'd like you to introduce him first now. And I also have here Rockson-Nelson Defeamekpor, Honorable, who is an MP of South Dai constituency. Good morning to you.
Morning, my brother.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are things going?
Tough, but we are soldiering on.
But if MPs are saying it's tough, then what should the rest of us say?
It's really tough.
It's tough.
Yes, it's tough for MPs, and the perception about MPs is completely unfounded.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you think so? Because we see what we see.
You see, a lot of people think MPs get
See what
free
we
fuel, they get free lunch. There's nothing like that. Even the vehicle that we drive, we bought it ourselves.
Really?
With a loan, with a car loan. If city gives you,
but
if you take a loan, if city
comfortable.
facilitates a loan for you to buy a vehicle, it wasn't bought for you by city. Because
Okay.
you are paying back.
Well, fair enough.
see.
But I mean, how
So-
much is the interest rate, in paying back?
We pay back with an interest.
No, how much is the interest rate?
Okay,
all right.
You negotiate the interest.
Okay, so let's do some stories this morning. We want to talk about the new city notes and coins. The minority wants the central bank governor to be summoned to account for the exercise. I want to start with Honorable Defeamekpor on this one. What's the issue here? Are you not happy about the fact that we've moved from the 50 Ghana, now we are 200 Ghana cedis, and we have the 2 cedi coin as well, and they've told us already that they're not going to flood the system with high currency notes. It's going to be something that is used for much higher purchases and so on and so forth, different transactions. No, it's not going to be found in ATMs and so on and so forth. So what's the big deal?
And do you believe this? First of all,
Why
good
he
morning,
said
good
that?
morning
I mean-
to George, and good morning to my constituents, customarily, Defeamekpor,
Okay.
and to your viewers. My brother, how can the central bank that goes to print new currencies, new notes, I must say, in higher denominations,
Yes.
and say, for instance, that one, it won't lead to inflation. 2, it won't be in circulation. That's what they are saying.
Well, they didn't say it won't be in circulation. They said that they're going to put it in ATM. So it's not going to be.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's going to seep slowly
How?
into circulation.
No,
which
so
is
they are
not going to
telling you
affect
it will be in
inflation.
circulation.
Eventually.
Oh, so it will be in circulation.
Slowly. Eventually.
Okay, limited circulation.
Something like
Do you
that.
believe? Look, we've all done some economics,
Okay.
and these are fundamentals. Once you print new notes, we are going to release them to the banks. So for you to, for instance, say that we won't put them in the ATMs, it's neither here nor there. Why? When people are going to be paid salaries,
Yeah.
they won't be paid with the higher denominations.
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean.
Why? Why would they be paid with the higher denominations? If they say special transactions, what are those special transactions? So, for instance, a contractor who has undertaken or who is undertaking some major project has worked to some stage, raised certificates. He's supposed to be paid like 10 million Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
He goes to the bank or he gets his check from one of the ministries. He goes to deposit it in his account with the bank. He goes back to withdraw. The check is cleared. He wants to go and withdraw about 1 million Ghana cedis to pay, incidentals, to pay his expenses. And the central bank is saying that he won't be paid in the 100 notes and the 200 notes. It is the people who receive the notes who leave them in the system. We call it the multiplier effect.
Yeah.
When I am paid, maybe I also owe some people. I'll go to pay those people who also owe other people.
Yeah.
So that's the
The
chain.
ripple effect.
Yes. So it's the multiplier effect. So for the central bank should not be here to be telling us that these notes will not be in circulation at all because they won't deposit them in the ATMs. It's plain falsity. That's one. Two, this is the economy that is in distress. And we are talking about fighting to maintain the single-digit inflation. Now, we are talking about asking the banks to even reduce lending rates because the fiscal rate has come down.
Okay.
You go and you know that this is against basic economics. You go and print more money. We don't even know how much it costs us to print those monies. You recall that sometime early this year, the same bank came out, the central bank, told us that they had printed new notes to enhance the security features of the notes in circulation. You recall?
I do.
How much did it cost us to do that?
Okay.
And what has been the benefit? I still see the older notes in circulation.
They are, yeah.
As well as the new ones. So what has been the benefit? Once you have not withdrawn completely the older notes, and you expended money to print what you called enhanced security features, and yet we still see the old notes in circulation, that we have achieved, then it was cost 90. So the minority is simply saying that there's something we call the doctrine of seigniorage or seigniorage profits. That is where the central bank prints money, prints new currency or new notes at a lesser cost. The cost at which they printed the new notes is far less than the value of the monies printed.
Okay.
So when they release the monies to the banks to trade in them, they make profit. So that's one of the key ways central banks make profit.
Help us to understand that again.
Seigniorage profit.
Okay. So you're saying that they don't spend too much in printing, but because they don't spend that much in printing, when they release them to the banks.
So for instance, if it costs the Bank of Ghana 12 cedis to print the 100 Ghana cedi notes.
Okay.
The value of the 100 Ghana cedi notes is 100 cedis.
Okay.
So it will be given to, say, commercial bank to lend to, say, some commercial entity.
Okay.
At an interest rate, at an agreed interest rate.
Yeah.
So the central bank is the owner of the currency. Is giving it out at 100 cedis. Meanwhile, it costs it just 12 cedis to print it.
Okay.
So the difference will be the profit to the central bank. So that's the way you can
I understand that. Yeah, I understand.
So if they seek to make profit from this as a result of running a seigniorage system, they need to tell us. But we need to know exactly how much it costs us to do this new printing. And we want to know how much the value of the money we've gone to print and is going to pump into the system. The central bank is supposed to be independent. But when it comes to expending the public purse, monies, activities that will occasion expenditure onto the public purse, Parliament need to be apprised of the details. And it is on these grounds that we are asking the finance minister and the governor to come and answer a few questions and explain. So that, you see, every day we are also confronted by our people with questions. What's the meaning of this? What are the implications? We need to understand some of the basic things so we can espouse them when we meet our representative, our elected people. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let me come to you, George. On citynewsroom.com, we have an article here that says a minority wants Parliament to summon BOG over new city notes. And I'm going to read it. I'm just going to quote something quickly for you. It says here, what the central bank is doing is simply an exercise to raise seigniorage revenue. This exercise is not any prudent monetary policy decision. And they should be reminded that their core mandate is not to be a profit-making institution. So basically, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, is suggesting that government is just finding a way to increase revenue by, like what Honorable Defeamekpor explained with the seniorage profit-making system, right? Lending high currency notes to business people who will then pay back at certain interest.
The banks, they
Well, yes, I mean, eventually it will go
yes.
to eventually it goes to business people, and then when they are paying back their loans, then there's a profit margin based on how much they expended in printing the notes.
Thank you, David.
Sounds like a very smart way.
No, that was not one of the explanations given by the governor of the Bank of Ghana.
No, it wasn't.
And I will explain the concept. Let's say good morning to your viewers. Good morning to Honorable MP Nelson Rockson-Nelson, the swag man. I love you so much. Now, let's come to the matter, the crux of the matter. This is a government, okay, that is so determined and so worked so hard to bring down inflation and then stabilize the macroeconomic environment. Why? Do you know these seniorage things they are talking about and can lead to hyperinflation and others? Okay, so what the governor of the Bank of Ghana said is that a lot of our monies get defaced. You get it. And then there are constant replacements done, especially the lower currencies. And again, he went on to say that between the 20 cedis and the 70 cedis, the circulation rate or the need, 50 cedis, thank you, is about 70%. Usage, those two currencies, which means the demand for higher currencies is there. You get it, especially as he said for business people and the contractors and others. You get it. And so then what they are doing is, since the rate of depreciation and they are going to calculate that and factor that to determine the quantum of higher currencies they want to bring into the system as a replacement. Okay. So what it means is that if we are going to take about 1.5 billion of smaller currencies out because they've been defaced, okay? Now, in the process of replacing them by reprinting same currencies, then we are going to take about 1 billion of that to be higher denominations. 200 and 100 to come into the system, and then the smaller ones, the 500,000 comes in. You get it? So that is what is that will just come to make up for what is being taken out. Okay, as a result of the defacing of the currency. How does that lead to seniorage? Okay, how does it lead to that? Again, he also spoke about, this. I will come back to the seniorage later, seriously. Now, what we are doing as a government and as a central bank is to help bring down the concept of the dead weight of the currencies. By that, the volumes, okay, the volumes and others. And then again, the CD depreciation concept. As of the time, the central bank governor explained that as of the time we did one, the value is the same. You remember that advert and $1 is almost 1 CD, right? That was the exchange rate. Today, $1 is about 5.5. Yes, 5.6. Let me take it at 5.5. Right. So there's been a loss in value or the depreciation of the currency vis-a-vis the dollar. Okay, so then it makes business trading in the Ghanaian currency is then going to demand more of our currencies to make up for the volume of the dollars that we are looking at. Okay, so that is what they want to bridge. And it means you need to up your currency to match the exchange rate. That is part of the reasoning that is being given for this new introduction of 100 and 200 CDs. And then another reason that they gave again for the 2 CDs. Okay, the objective of the central bank is to do away with all the smaller, paper notes to be currency coins. Okay, that's important. If you go outside, most of their smaller currencies are coins, right? So that's what, and those ones are what a lot of people use. Go to the market and you see the market woman takes the beautiful red note and then squeezes it. By the next time it goes around, the multiplier effect he's talking about, and comes back, is depreciated. Sorry, the face value is gone. You get it? Not the value itself, but then the deface. Thank you. That's the word I'm trying to use. You get it? So that is what is informed the Bank of Ghana to say, let's then begin to get the smaller currencies in coins form, and it's done across major cities in the world. You get it? And so these are all processes to properly manage the Ghanaian currency. You get it? And so that's one. And the issue of volume, I think I've explained that. So the issue of saying the signorage, as he rightly explained, the difference between the cost of printing the currency, and then the value of the currency itself. And then when it goes, what it means, if you do that, then you are calling for Ken Ofori-Atta will sit down that all the efforts he's put into stabilizing the Ghanaian currency, you get it, it's just going to be waved off.
Well, government needs money, so
no, that's not how. No. As he said in A-level economics, one of the inflation matters. After talking about the rate of change in price, you get it. It's talking also about the volume of money and then production. You get it? Yeah. So that is where central banks like Uganda, if you watch Idi Amin's this thing, say, come on, there's nobody go print money.
Print more.
You don't do that. Okay, especially this time that we are in a global economic environment. You don't do that. You become, the ratings by Fitch and the other rating agencies and co will affect the Ghanaian this time. So when you go to the market, the financial market in the world, nobody will mind you. Okay, and Ken Ofori-Atta is never going to do that with all the efforts, with for the economic management team, the efforts they put into where we are today. Come on, we will not do that. So the volume that is going out, the higher denominations and co are coming to fit in, and then the market stable and goes on as should be.
After all that is said and done, what happened to when the printing of the existing notes, when they improved the security features of the existing notes, the old notes were not withdrawn.
No, it's gradually. I explained that. What I said was I gave the 1.5 billion CD analogy. Yeah. What it meant as of the time, if they are bringing in the new one, some were defaced, and so a certain quantum will be released into the system to replace the defaced ones.
Okay.
And then gradually they'll be withdrawing the old one, and then we'll be
pumping. So you're saying that currently
yes, ongoing
the ones that were the security new features were done.
Yes, gradually
they are withdrawing them.
They are withdrawing the old ones. You get it?
Really?
And then that's their object, because they said that old ones is easy to be counterfeited, right? And so that's the objective of getting it out and getting the new ones into the system.
No, he was suggesting that it was an exercise in futility.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because really,
growing up, I have seen currency changes.
We've seen that.
Those times,
but this one, it looks like it's.
Well, we see our parents queuing in front of, because they've given you a deadline. Okay, if you don't change it, your money becomes useless.
Yeah,
we don't want to get to those times again. Okay, so the gradual withdrawal and replacement is what the central bank has been doing these days. And that is what is accounting for the 200 coming in, and it will replace a quantum of the other lower denominations, and this will not lead to this kind of hyperinflation and signorage that they are talking about. We will not work so tirelessly and let it just whittle away.
What do you make of his comments?
You see, I judge people by not what they say,
by what they do,
but by what they do.
Okay.
I'm judging the government by its conduct, not by what they are saying. What is the economic effect of the policy decision they have taken? In economics, where you print more money and dump them in the system, it will lead to inflation.
That's not what we are doing.
That's what you have done.
No.
That is what you have done.
No, but he says that.
You see,
he says that it's a replacement.
Will you be there when they release the money? No, hold on. Will you be there?
No, I won't be there. I'm listening to what he's saying, and I'm saying that if what he's saying is true and they do that, that's not going to lead to
I've just given you a basis to doubt them.
Okay.
That by their conduct, that is not what they are going to do. They are telling you that is what they will do. But by the conduct they are exhibiting, that is not what they are going to do. Because one, they haven't told you how much they have printed, the value of the money they have printed.
I'll explain that.
All right? They haven't. They have also not told you the cost. We are not going to ask them. Even that is when they'll be willing to come and do that.
Thank you.
If they don't say that,
I'm sure
it is confidential. A bond was issued in this country. We asked a question. They told us the details are confidential.
Yeah.
They told Parliament. So this government, I don't trust them. Yes, I want to. Look,
right.
hold on. Let me finish. Let me
We need
finish.
to take a short break. We'll come back. I'll let you continue.
Very well.
I'll let you continue.
Very well.
All right. So on that note of confidentiality, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to continue the conversation. Welcome back. Remember that you can interact with us with the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and then also send us WhatsApp messages on the WhatsApp number 0550-585-832. Honorable Defeamekpor was making a submission in his mistrust of this government.
Yes. Now, George made a point that the explanation from the BOG governor
yes,
is to the effect that what they did was they did an assessment and discovered that the people are in need of higher denominations.
Yeah.
Where is the report?
Maybe it's confidential.
How can that be confidential? Now, is it not curious that you will say that it is better for you to design a new currency, a new note, and print it than to improve on the quality of the existing ones? Do you know how much it cost us to design a new note? So we have designed a new 100 cedis note, designed a new 200 cedis note. Look, the basic economics we all know is that where there is more money chasing fewer goods, it will lead to inflation.
Yeah.
You've gone to print more money. You are going to dump it into the system. Now,
but you're going to swap it.
how are you
We are
going
not
to
printing
swap?
more money.
How are you going to swap?
So you take out
Yeah.
210 Ghana cedi
That's all.
notes.
And I'm asking
worth
you,
of
do you
10 Ghana, and then
believe
bring
them?
200
Do you believe them?
It's not, I don't
believe
think that's
them.
my place to
I don't
to
believe them.
believe or not
They
to
are
believe.
simply going to dump that in the system.
No.
And the other fallacy is that they are telling us that, even though we're going to release that money into the system, it won't circulate because we won't put them in ATMs. How? The problem has been with the central bank. They have refused to educate the public on the better means of handling our notes, especially our rural folk. When was the last time you heard something from the Corporate Affairs Department of the Bank of Ghana in respect of this matter? No. So if you are reneging on that duty and it's coming back to bite you, this is not the policy approach you take. And we are very firm in our position that what they have done is simply to rake in seigniorage revenue. They can't run away from it. They have given us policy reasons. We are giving them the economic implications of what they have done. They have not been able to discount it.
Okay, all right.
You understand the point?
Okay.
And he made another point. In 2007, when the devaluation happened, it simply did not equate our money to 1 cedi to the dollar. The money had been devalued.
No.
It's inherent. What you could do with 10,000 at the time had been reduced to 1 cedi.
Yeah.
If you recall famously, the former President George Rawlings, lamented that, so these days when you go to church,
When you give 1 cedi,
when you give
you're
1
giving
cedi,
10,000
it doesn't really mean that you are dropping 1 cedi. It actually meant that you are dropping 10,000.
Yeah.
But people will be forced to drop. They could no longer drop 5,000, which was then 50
Pesos.
But they will be forced because the lowest denomination in currency, like in the notes, was 1 cedi.
Yeah.
When we're kids, there used to be a jato.
Yeah.
So he referred to the new one at the time as the new jato. So these are the issues. We have called them pants down. They printed more money. Because election year is...
No, but you are not going to ask them to come and answer in Parliament.
Yes,
So,
but I have given you the economic implications.
How can you say you've called them pants
We've
down?
called them pants down.
The
policy explanation is not cutting it. You can't tell me that in order to correct or to renew the face currency notes, you have to go and print those in higher denominations.
Okay, so then why don't you give them a chance to come and answer in Parliament? When they come and answer, you don't like the answer that they give you, then you can say that you have caught them pants down. Or
they've been caught pants down. They should come and coming to Parliament is to tell us how much it cost us.
Okay.
How much it cost the Republic to print the new notes and the value of how much they are printed. These are the two things.
And not to explain the signage.
As for the signage, they know.
I've explained it.
They know. They know they are going to make profits from that.
Similar explanation because coming.
There's no way they will tell us that it cost them 100 series to print the 100 series.
No. David, I want them to be rest assured that we are determined to properly and prudently manage this economy. And if you look at all the indicators, they're showing positive signs, right?
Please,
and so
showing positive signs.
The macro
have you seen the Afrobarometer?
You get it.
Have you read the Afrobarometer report?
Yes, I have. And look, if I were an NDC person, I'll be weeping. If you go into the details of the Afrobarometer,
but
we'll come to
if
that.
I were rather you,
you're giving us a positive outlook.
If I were rather you,
54% or more.
No. If I were rather you, I'll be crying.
Don't worry, let me deal with this one.
All the perceptions have declined between 2017 and now. Every single indices.
The alternative is not.
Please, let's deal with the issue.
Which one is the alternative?
Fair enough.
Oh, is that what you think? Is that what you think?
Finish.
When Nana was campaigning and was saying that try me and see, that was all his policy.
37%.
Try me and see. Nana came to power with try me and see. Even that one he was considered.
David, look at the concept of the circulations that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you often in the US? How often do you see the $100 bill? Okay, and so when we
I see it every day in Ghana.
No, I'm talking about the U.S. The economy.
I see it every day.
You get it. That's what it tells you. It can be checked and regulated. Okay,
they are running a cashless economy.
Please,
we are there.
When you go to print more currency,
no. And I've explained.
Why didn't we just stop at 100 notes?
No, but he explained the concept, the face value vis-a-vis the exchange rate, right? And so I would have given. So when he gave that explanation, then I said, okay, then we should have said 500. But we are not getting there. You get it. And so, one, it is a fact that they're going to regulate the way the 100 and the 200 is going to go. Because you get to a trotro mate and he says, hey, 100, you're the 100 man. 1 CD 80 pesos. I'll go fast this out of way. Forgive my language.
Yes, you cannot regulate it. My brother, the thing is that you cannot. You release it and you cannot
come out. Yeah, it's something that will be checked. And I'm happy they are calling the governor to come to explain. It's a good thing, right? And so he will be there to explain it to their satisfaction. Because my understanding of the issue, and I'm properly briefed on this matter, and so that is what we are saying. It's not, we cannot just throw away.
Your briefing is political briefing. You know
no. 3 solid years of efforts we've put in the management of the macro sector.
Anything.
You get it?
You haven't done anything.
Okay, let's
seriously. International communities are praising this guy. You think it's easy? You took us to IMF.
Why didn't you take us to HIPIC? Didn't you take us to HIPIC?
You GDP ratio.
You took us to HIPIC. You took us to HIPIC.
Please.
You came to take us to HIPIC.
No shouting.
No, you took us to HIPIC.
Let's get into it. We want to talk about the Zongo Development Fund. Okay, we want to talk about the Zongo Development Fund. And let me quickly read to you a story here on citynewsroom.com. Ignore Mahama. We are not misappropriating Zongo Development Fund. This is Mustafa Hamid speaking. The Ministry of Inner City and Zongo Development says it is appalled by the statements made by the NDC flag bearer John Mahama, suggesting that it was misappropriating the Zongo Development Fund. The ministry said the fund was being used for many developmental projects in various Zongo communities and not being spent on unnecessary items, as John Mahama claims. Former President John Mahama, while speaking to executives of the Federation of Muslim Council on Tuesday, intimated that the Zongo Development Fund was being used to sponsor projects like football pitches, training women in preparing wache, among other unnecessary expenses. John Mahama said the ministry was neglecting the real needs of Zongo dwellers. We don't want to come and put up a romantic Zongo development fund for show and use it to make football pitches for people to play, teach our women how to cook wache, among others, he said. We think the issues facing the Muslim community are bigger than that, such as access to education and how we put children in school and keep them in school so that they don't drop out, etc., etc. He go and then let me give you what Mustafa Hamid says. He says it is not true that the Zongo Development Fund is used for unnecessary things, as John Mahama, claims. The ministry has never distributed rice, oil, or anything to any community, and all the Zongo communities in Ghana know this. He added, when you say the Zongo communities do not need recreational facilities, with the greatest respect, that is an insult to the people in Zongo communities. Recreational facilities for Zongo communities are a must. We are doing one project across Zongo communities. We are renovating classroom blocks. We are building ICT centers as we speak. In the next month or two, 40 Zongo youth will be going to Cuba to train as medical doctors. All right. So it looks like Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid's rebuttal seems to, he has given a solid punch back. But does John Mahama not have a point at all?
No. The former president is trying to play to the gathering. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yes, so when it comes to this matters, the truth of the matter, David, is that majority of the Zongo people vote for the NDC. Okay? And His Excellency, the Vice President, is there deemed to tell us policies that is rolled out to certain places, to the benefit of the people. We're yet to get their response, right? Especially the Zongo communities. Okay, President Kufuor's time, there were Arabic teachers. Under him, it was cancelled.
It was never cancelled.
Arabic teachers.
Was it cancelled?
Yeah, they were not there. They were not paying them again. You get it? Government was paying them. That's why I said cancelled. They withdrew the payments of states paying those people. Okay? So we came back and we brought it back again. When we're doing campaigns, some of these things were part of the things they were telling us during the campaign times. When you get to meet the Zongo people. And Mustafa Abdul Hamid Sheikh is a Zongo boy himself. Okay, so he understands the needs of the people there. That's why the president said, look, go and work with your people. And all the things he's enumerated, these Arabic teachers, 3,000 of them, and we are paying them. AstroTurf, check on Black Stars. Is there any time that you don't have, out of the 23 people, you don't have at least 5 Zongo boys in the national team? There's no time. There's no time.
You make a good point.
Yes. So the football is their passion. So I shudder to comprehend why a party that, has majority of its votes, from the Zongo communities, as far as when it comes to the Zongo enclave, they take majority of the votes there. And somebody is running a policy that is benefiting them to lift them up. Then you have a problem with that. AstroTurf, to get footballers to develop their talents properly. And I had the argument where the Sheikh Osman Sharbutu, a place close to Fadama, it's been AstroTurfed, and sometimes, they go to pray. Some of the prayers can be held there. Cool. You think it's not a good use? Then they are training Zongo boys and girls in ICT. It's part of the Zongo Development Fund usage. And you rightly read it. About 40 young Zongo girls are going to be sent to Cuba to be trained as medical doctors. It's all part of the Zongo Development Fund programs and projects. David, tell me these are waste. We are trying to redirect and refocus the young guys in the Zongos. That look at Mustafa Abdul Hamid. Look at the Medina MP. From Salaga to Medina. Oh, this young Sadiq Boniface. Look at the Ghana's ambassador to Nigeria, Rashid Bao, and co. Look at them. And then begin to model your life to rise. You can, once the opportunity is there, you can also rise to be anybody you want to be. Doesn't matter whether you are in Zongo or not. So we have made, around the 92, 93 election, those times when we started, they said we, the MPP, if we came to power, we were going to sack all of them. You remember those days? Yes. Yeah. But we have had our Vice President, Alhaji Aliyu Mahama, late, and then Dr. Baumia, all our Zongo guys, right? They have how can you be a vice president, sit in cabinet, and then watch on for policy decisions to be made to drive your people away? No way. So we give them that clear signal. Still, our opponents were still pushing that agenda. Now we've gone beyond that assurance, and we are implementing programs and policies that will transform their lives for the better. Okay, we start a specialized Zongo development fund with a ministry to manage it for them. That is double assurance for them that we care about them. If the former president, the best or the worst he can do is to roll out alternative programs and not to poo-poo these programs, because the people are benefiting from it and they know how good it is for the advancements.
Okay. All right.
Now, the first rebuttal is that it is not true that Arabic teachers will stop paying Arabic teachers.
So you're paying them?
Why?
No.
I grew up in Newtown here.
Okay.
Near Mamobi.
Okay.
I lived in Mamobi for a very long time. Arabic teachers have always been part of the system. The issue was there was an arrangement to move the Makaranta system to the mainstream education system.
Okay.
All right? And by doing so, then they will be part of the mainstream teachers of the Ghana Education Service, so that the curriculum of teaching even at the Makaranta level will be uniform. And this was the arrangement that was put in place. So for him to say, even before President Kufuor came, we were teaching Arabic in this country.
Yes.
Where did the teachers
They were
come
not
from?
paid.
Who told you that?
State
So please, so don't make those comments. These are very serious matters.
Facts.
Cuban trained doctors. When did the MPP appreciate that sending Ghanaians to Cuba to get them trained as health personnel is a good thing?
Always.
Since when?
Always.
You see?
No, but
This is a deliberate.
they are doing it now.
And I'm saying that since when did they appreciate that? This is something the NDC has been doing and will be bastardized.
Are you sure?
Yes. Last year or early this year, how many health personnel returned from Cuba? You didn't witness that. About 500 came back. They just got trained as medical doctors.
2012.
They were sent in 2012. Yeah. So for him to say that they are sending Zongo people to Cuba, it's a non-starter. It's a zero argument.
How is it a non-starter?
It's a zero. Because we have always selected. Hold on. We have always selected people from the Zongo among. It's not even the Zongo.
No, but it's a response to a former president's accusation of
the fund.
No, the former president was very specific.
Yeah,
he says that the needs of the Zongo is a peculiar one. But if you make the construction of AstroTurf your flagship policy,
storm drains,
then you are being misdirected. I'm coming to storm drains. Storm drains. We started the famous one is the Kaokudi through Mamobi Nima to join Paloma here. What is the status? They have since refused to pay the contractor. And that project is in abeyance. For almost 3 years, they haven't gotten to Paloma yet.
No, but was it not just...
Let's talk contractors one day.
Wasn't there a case of reviewing the contracts and other things? So that
they've been reviewing contracts for 3 years. Look, stop asking me. Ask them where is the contract review report. And my point is that, look, governance is in a single continuum. If you come and you meet projects, you continue with the project.
Thank you.
But investigate the project. If you think there are people who are liable for certain breaches, deal with them.
Yes, we've done
but
that.
Don't let the project suffer. Don't let weeds and rodents occupy uncompleted project sites. That's my problem.
You remember affordable housing?
No, let me.
Yes.
Don't worry. No, the one Kufuor left you.
Why?
What's the state now?
No, the Kufuor one. I'll tell you because I got a briefing.
Let's make progress.
Yes, the Kufuor one at Botiano and Boom.
Kufuor.
And Kufuor.
I'm a Santa Mampong.
We did something. The problem was when it was time for allocation, there were certain people who didn't want the allocations to get to the people that it was initially meant for.
Certain people.
Lower level income earners were supposed to have been allocated. People who are higher income earners want to get allocated. So that truncated the allocation. Because if you go to the Botiano and the Pools, you see that there was an improvement. And I'm saying, if you are making those arguments against the NDC, how then do you also abandon a project that the NDC has almost completed? So then we go in a cycle. But let me come back to the Zongo issue. So for Mustafa to go to town, and that is his trademark. He likes to insult.
Oh, how is he insulting?
Yes, Mustafa.
No. How is he insulting?
Why? He says ignore Mahama.
But that's not an insult.
It's an insult.
Oh, how is that an insult?
It's an insult.
No, but I don't understand. You are stretching. You have redefined insult.
No. And that is what they do. When they are pushed into the corner, they like to insult.
No.
The president is saying there are clear identified needs of the Zongo people. So the AstroTurf that you go, where is the Zongo in Chebi? The Zongo fund, you have used Zongo fund to go and build AstroTurf in Chebi, and you are defending it. Where is the Zongo in Chebi?
Chebi has a Zongo.
Is there no Zongo in Chebi?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you, I did my sixth form in Edward State College. I passed through Zongo.
He says
to
there's a Zongo in Chebi.
So they should learn to address some of these matters, some of these concerns are founded. Okay. Then, so I've spoken about the Nima drain, that they should go back, pay the contractor, let him finish, because it fits all the way into the circle drain, into the Odo here.
But the state is very bad in Nima.
And the idea was that we'll cover the drain. It will be like a box.
They've covered parts.
So the water will flow through and feed into the Odo. But because the project has been abandoned, that is why, look, the volume of water from the airport enclave, the whole, there's a river there, the catchment area they all feed into that gutter and flow. That is why we continue to experience flooding. So the president, the former president, was right when he raised their concerns. Let them address it and stop being
that's why we've explained what we are doing with
very dismissive of his views. It is very important that we look at some of these matters.
Okay.
The former president doesn't get proper briefing on some of these things.
No, it's okay. Let's move. We need to round up and finish that. But I want to quickly read some of your messages that you've sent. A. Farouk from Tamale North constituency says, "Good morning. The printing of the new currency is nothing but to loot and share during the coming 2020 elections." Hashtag Breakfast Daily. Good morning, Mr. Host. I'm Esau from Ablekuma. When a person has lost his vision, there's nothing good that can come out of him or her. You see, the issue of this new currency will not do anything good to the economy, but rather make matters worse. The reason is how can you solve inflation by printing more money? Okay, he said, in fact, our currency notes will keep on devaluating. Even the 6 prominent heads cannot compare itself with the one head on $1. Okay, and then
that is below
there's a question that comes here: are Zongo students that were sent to Cuba coming back to practice in the Zongos? Well, that's an interesting and I think a very important question. Let's go to.
You don't know the psychology of that.
Let's go to the final story, which is on Farmers' Day 2019. The government is asking the peasant farmers to rescind their decision. And I'm going to read quickly the story that we have here, and I'll give everybody a bite of the story before we go. The Deputy Minister in charge of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Kennedy Osei Nyako, has called on the leadership and members of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana to rescind their decision to boycott this year's Farmers' Day celebration. PFAG, in a statement on Wednesday, said it would be absolutely ridiculous for its members to observe this year's Farmers' Day celebrations when most of them are battling with post-harvest losses and lack of market. But in an eyewitness use, the Deputy Minister, who described the action by the farmers as unfortunate, pleaded with them to join the celebration since the government is in the process of resolving their concerns. And we'll quote real quick, if we have such a huge number of people being the backbone of agriculture in this country, boycott a national celebration which seeks to recognize and reward their hard work for the years that they have been in the field. It is quite unfortunate, and I will plead with them that they should rescind their decision and come and join us to celebrate Farmers' Day this year. Quickly, your comments on that. Just 1 minute, please.
Yes, I would like the Deputy Minister said, I will urge the association of the leadership of the Association of Peasant Farmers to reconsider their position and participate.
Okay.
We are not celebrating the government.
Okay.
So they shouldn't take the anger against the government to mar the national celebration. We are celebrating
them okay.
as farmers who labor every day and feed the rest of the generality of Ghanaians and other people. In 1984, when soon after the year-long drought in 83, and there was a bumper harvest, the nation found it fit to institute this day. And it's been celebrated for the past 35 years. I think this year is the 35th one. The ideas, the ideals underpinning it are still relevant, are still of currency. The government indeed says they are making efforts to improve the lot of farmers. Yeah. But you see that there's a projected declining growth in the agri sector. They should try and fine-tune the policies to be able to help whatever the concerns of the peasant farmers are. Government should try and address them, so that we can have them to feed us as we also live on.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All roads lead to Whole this Friday, and look, I will agree with the Deputy Minister and then the Honourable MP here, who is also reiterated the call for them to rescind that decision. And looking at the theme for this year, it's also very good for them, the peasant farmers, enhancing small-scale agric towards agribusiness development. You get it? And they are talking about post-harvest losses and co. That's why we are targeting the concept of 1D, 1F. Is to, get local...
Really?
No. That's the kind of... Look at the Ekumfi one. What's the major produce of the area? It's the pineapple.
We're dealing with peasant farmers.
Yeah, no.
What's happening to Commander?
Yes.
What's happening to Commander?
No, post-harvest losses.
And what's happening to Commander?
If I'm a tomato farmer and co, and I'm a peasant farmer, tomato, what happens? If there's a tomato factory in the area, Kumadan area, what do you think is going to happen to their produce?
Okay.
You get it? So that is
and
the
what's
concept.
Happening to Commander?
You get it? And so
what's happening to Commander?
One dam is all geared towards helping them.
What's happening to Commander?
So yes,
and Elmina
Fish. We've gotten a strategic investor.
And the Elmina Fish Processing. And the Elmina Fish Processing Factory.
From that one.
What about the Elmina Fish Processing?
We're working on all these.
You don't do anything.
Last one, he talked about some. You see, he said they gave the contract, they didn't pay. From 2013 to 2016, a lot of countries not paid.
Okay.
And yet they
These are peasant farmers. These are peasant farmers. We are talking about stuff.
We've had an interesting conversation this morning. I was joined by George Ayisi, who is a government communication team member, and then also Honourable Rockson-Nelson, Defeamekpor, who is the MP for South.
May I make a public appeal?
What's that?
This weekend is the Giza Festival, so we are calling all citizens of Peki and Huawei.
We had them in studio yesterday.
Okay, to come home and join the celebration.
Huawei is part?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. This is Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.